Welcome aboard the plane train. Please hold on. This train is departing. The next stop is for Seagates. C as in
Say it.
Leg out.
But that being
Yeah.
But that being said,
Oh yeah.
With that being said,
With that being said,
with that being said, but that being
said.
said,
Yo, what is going on? This is another episode of With That Being Said. I am that being known as Said. Hold on. Old boy driving by his shit right now. Bumping Ariana. You want to see? We live out here in the streets. Recording the podcast live. But anyway, let me ask y'all something real quick. Can you hear me? How many of you are co-parenting right now? And I mean like really co-parenting. I'm not talking about just sending child support, just Venmoing some child support or something like that. I mean really trying to build something for your kid with somebody that you're no longer in a relationship with. That type of co-parenting. And that takes a different kind of work. And I don't think we really talk about that very often. With that being said, we are today. So if it's your first time seeing this, I'm your host, Said. I'm a veteran, I'm a father, I'm a comedian, I'm a podcaster. I do background acting. I live in Atlanta. I'm from Tupelo, Mississippi, amongst a lot of other things that I do. But most of all, I believe real conversation change real lives. So I like to talk about family. I like to talk about faith. I like to talk about finances, things that people dream about but never really work on building. I'm not no fake guru. I don't pretend to be no life coach or nothing like that. I just a dude with some experience who want to talk about it. Just real conversation. So if you're first time seeing this, welcome. Have a seat. Get comfortable. Now, the reason that I wanted to start with co-parenting is because I feel like my co-parenting situation has been the biggest test of character in my life so far. And honestly, did I pass every test? No. I'm still learning. There's times when I let my emotions get the best of me and cause me to make decisions that my children would have to feel. And as a parent, I think we really have to sit with that and understand that our children in co-parenting situations, if either parent is trying to win, then the child is already lost. Like co-parenting situations should only be for the child to win, because you got a child here absorbing the tension between these two people. And once you realize that, you have to, it can mature you. It'll change you. It should cause you to change. Because in co-parenting, it's not about the other co-parent at all. It's not about who your baby mama is. It's not about who your baby daddy is. It's about the child. It's about the child. And once you understand that, then you stop trying to gain leverage in arguments. You stop trying to prove a point to the other parent. Communication has to get better. Decision making gets clearer. And the peace amongst the whole situation will get real. So here's the lesson that I want to leave, or here's the experience that I want to share, or here's what I want you to get out of this. Co-parenting can teach you things about yourself that comfortable situations never will. Co-parenting can teach you patience. It can teach you communication. It can teach you leadership, even when you don't want to lead, or even when another person doesn't want to allow you to lead. It can teach you how to navigate through that. It should be able to teach you humility. And I think a lot of co-parenting situations miss that one lesson the most. Humility. Because the moment that you make a co-parenting situation about yourself, your feelings, your pride, your timeline, your preferences, did I say feelings already? You already lost sight on why you're really there. There's no such thing as perfect people, so there's no such thing as perfect parents. Children do not need perfect parents. They need parents that are present. They need parents that care. They need parents that edify and pour into their lives for real. They need consistency. They need peace. They need somebody who's thinking ahead, who's thinking of the future and asking certain questions today about how to produce a positive future. How do I make sure that my child has what my child needs as they move through life? Emotionally, mentally, financially, especially when things get complicated, because things are going to get complicated. When it comes to co-parenting with a purpose, we're talking about three things here. We're talking about stability, we're talking about planning, and we're talking about protection. So first things first, stability, right? A stable place. And I understand you been saying mama might be on one side of town, daddy might be on the other side of town. In my situation, I might have been in another country while one of my children is here in the States. Stability does not always require proximity. You can still maintain a level degree of stability between two parents, no matter where you are. It's not just the idea, it's the foundation that everything else can be built on. When your kids know what to expect, they can do better because they know how to perform according to what their expectation is. When the parents communicate clearly with each other, children feel safer. Don't you want your child to feel safe? When the adults stay focused on the child instead of their own emotions, everybody benefits from that situation. And if anything is going to test whether you're reacting in the moment or you're thinking about the future, it's co-parenting. Co-parenting will cause you to have to put something on hold for the moment in order to think about the future. There's so many situations to this day that people may not understand that I had to be that way in the moment in order to create the future and have the things for my daughters that I have today. And I'm sure there's a lot of other parents out there who go through things like that. Second, we got planning. You got to make a plan. You may not have planned on this baby, but you're going to have to start planning on sometime, right? Being a good parent isn't about just showing up today. It's about planning for tomorrow as well. That means your child's education, their needs day in and day out, their emotional well-being, and yeah, financial protection, of course. A lot of times I think the child support, we get emphasis put on that child support protection, and we forget about the emotional and the mental and the things that co-parenting on each part can also bring as well. So I think we got to stop focusing so much on the money and really get back to what's really going to produce a decent human being, right? A lot of times, as we're trying to make it, as we're trying to go through the struggle, we're only one paycheck away, one major event away from something going wrong or not being able to do what we want to do with our families, right? But if you take the time to plan for real, then that lets the child know, hey, I'm here for you. I'm thinking about your future. I don't have to be afraid. You don't have to see me be afraid because I've already got a plan in place in case something happens. Of course, life be lifing and things are going to happen. But if you at least have put a plan in place and are thinking about an emergency fund or being able to have something stored up or save for yourself, you already got a plan in place. So when things happen, you're not in such a panic mode. And last but not least, we got protection. Now, we talk about love in emotional terms all the time. That's why we have kids. We love our kids. It's all an emotional thing. Protection is love, too. Having your family protected means you're thinking ahead of the game so that if something goes wrong, you don't have to be stressed out over the financial part, or you have something in place in order to sustain yourself so you can focus on sticking together and being a family. Protection is having a plan. It's not leaving your child exposed or in danger because nobody took the time out to think about their future. Nobody took the time out to prepare. So with that being said, there's three things I want you to do this week. First of all, I want you to get a real conversation on the calendar with yourself, with somebody to hash out where you are in your planning. A real conversation. Number two, I want you to look at the financial plan that you have for your children and your family right now, in place right now. Not what you're planning on doing, not what you've been meaning to do, what you have right now in this moment. Not tomorrow, right now. If something happened to you today, is your child protected? Is your family protected? Is there coverage? Do you have a will? Do you have life insurance? If so, what type of policy do you have? How much coverage do you have? If the answer is no, let's have a conversation. If the answer is I don't know, let's have a conversation. And third of all, I want you to share this episode with a parent or somebody you feel that needs to hear it. There's no pressure, there's no shame. We just getting together as adults talking about things that need to be talked about. Now, with that being said, come back next episode where we're going to be talking more about financial literacy, how money really works, why most families never really talk about it, and what you can start doing today to change that for your household, for the future generations of your family. Protect the family, educate the community, and build a legacy.